So, I want to finish my video. And this is part 2. And so I think at the last part we were talking about, or I was talking about, the bathroom and how they are just not even trying anymore, to even appear as a woman. And it's to get the shock effect. You understand? Because if it was all about, if they really was concerned about their safety and everything, and things like that, they wouldn't do things to get these type of responses. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you 6 feet something tall, and all of them ain't tall, but, and you still got your mustache and your beard, you know what I'm saying? Scrap the lipstick. You don't even need it. You could just go in the men's bathroom. They don't know if you're gay or not. Other men in the bathroom will have no way of knowing that. You get what I'm saying? So, that don't make no sense. Now, if you got lipstick on, they might look at you strange or something. You know what I'm saying? But going into the men's bathroom and you pretty much look like a man, you could just scrap the lipstick. Because this is how some of them are trying to go into the women's spaces. A whole man with just lipstick. Some of them may take 5 minutes to throw on a purple wig or green wig or something. But other than that, you could just go in the man's bathroom. Just take off the wig, scrap the lipstick. Men won't even pay no attention to it. You get what I'm saying? This is done on purpose to intentionally, aggravate and irritate women. Otherwise you would make some type of effort to at least, appear that you belong in that space. You get what I'm saying? So the way that they are doing it now is I don't give a fuck type of attitude. Everybody has a dog in this fight and they just don't know it. The government has a dog in this fight too, because basically their faces are being played in. They were nice, bended the rules for these people, redid or added something with the legislation, however that go. I'm not that familiar with that. Did something with some laws and things, and these people continue to, make the government look stupid, because that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, the government is in charge of these laws and all this stuff. You get what I'm saying? It's, it's the lawmakers. Women can fight and everything, but laws got to be set in. They have to be changed, revised, however stuff is done. You get what I'm saying? Like, our voices is just a start. Something strong got to be put behind our voices. Our voices is not just enough, and that's sad. So, at this point, everybody got a dog in this fight. The government needs to get back their respect, and I don't know what needs to be done. It looks like they want all biological women banished to the end of the earth or some other planet. Then I'm sure they'll figure out a way to come to that planet and mess with us too. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, we done did this planet. Let's keep it moving. They couldn't just take the little stuff that they were given and go sit down quietly. They had to keep yelling for more. And eventually the government gonna get tired of it, if they not already getting tired of it, because it's making them look stupid. And as far as the school stuff what's gonna happen with that, people gonna start pulling their kids out of school. My daughter was getting bullied like crazy, and I kept going to that school nice. kissing their butt and this and that, and they promised me nothing. She kept coming home with milk and potato chips in her hair and everything. I had to go up to that school. I had just had surgery. And I had to go up to that school. I had stitches. They didn't know it. I had some serious surgery. And I was bent over walking. I couldn't even, walk straight. But I had to go up there. My daughter was being bullied and I had stitches. So, that's one thing, bullying. This is a form of bullying too. But I'm just saying, I pulled my daughter out of that school. I didn't have time for that. I'm not, I done came up here, been nice. We tried it that way. That didn't work. Before, I get, I'm upset. I'm angry. People are hurting my child. So, before my energy changed, I'm just going to pull my daughter out. And that's what I did. And they were begging me not to do it because, their funding goes by attendance and other little stuff that, us lay people don't know about. You know what I'm saying? So, one child, might change the, you just don't know. But people going to start pulling their kids out of those schools and homeschooling them. And everybody going to take a hit from that. Ain't going to be they can homeschool their kids, so what, forget them. No. Nope. That's going to be the Board of Education's problem. You get what I'm saying? Employment, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be an issue. People going to start pulling their kids out of those schools and homeschooling their kids. And what they going to do? Make homeschooling against the law? They're going to force your kids to go to school? This is all just stupid. It's too much. And, they won't. And now we can't even say women. We can't say female. Something is wrong with that word. It hurts their feelings. You see how stupid this sounds? Like, they don't hear it because it's their ideology. So we're going to get them a pass. But anybody with a brain and some ears. You got ears and a brain in between there. You see how stupid that sounds? That saying female hurts their feelings? Something that's a biological fact? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just stupid. So if I wear a shirt that say, I'm a proud female, you know what I'm saying? In some countries or some areas, some locations, you could be arrested for that. You know what I'm saying? Not only will they beat you down, them transgenders are very aggressive. But then you're going to get your ass kicked and stomped by them. And then you're going to get dragged off to jail. You get what I'm saying? So you can't even state facts nowadays. It's stupid. And I commend Ben Shapiro. I watch him. Matt Walsh. That Peterson dude. Jordan Peterson dude. Some of his views is, you know what I'm saying? Like I commend them for fighting for us. And, that speech thing is another weird thing. It's all about control with them. And the government ain't learned yet that, you know what I'm saying? It's all about control. You'll never be able to give them enough. They'll always be hungry. And it's sad. But again, like, I actually had I guess what you would call a discontinued deficit. And if you have all the If you take all the men and turn them into trans women, and then take all the trans women that was once the men, remember? And you take the trans women and you remove all the biological women. Let me say this again so y'all can understand. They want all trans. And actually, they not really concerned about the trans men, but they ain't picked up on that yet, obviously. The trans men think, you know, they in this fight too with they dumbasses. They haven't picked up on it yet. You know what I'm saying? But the trans women, it's all about them. And any man that'll have them, they'll spare them. They'll spare them. But it's all about the trans women. They're not interested in nobody else. You understand? Because, you know, the drag queen, none of that. It's all about them and their ideology, their thoughts. You know, the trans men, they'll use their, you know, their numbers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the trans men just don't get it. You know, if they disrespecting biological women, and getting rid of the biological women, and you know, there's nothing for y'all. The trans men don't get it unless y'all want them. Which trans men that made it clear they're not really attracted to trans women. You know, they're lesbians. You know, so they just not getting the bigger picture yet. What shit? You know what I'm saying? We let them get rid of all the women. What we gonna have? You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's all about them. Shit, I guess they want the trans men to want them too. But they're not really attracted to trans men because they don't have what they want. You get what I'm saying? So everybody want what they want. But my scale, I got a scale. And anybody that, you know, if somebody want to repeat some of my info, my channel, you know, you could come on it and you know, and you know, I don't mind. But what I'm saying is, if all the men turn into trans women and then the trans women get rid of the biological women, you know what I'm saying? The trans men don't have nothing left for them. And basically, they ain't nothing but biological women too. They could go on too because they might revert back. Maybe they decide they want to be a woman again. You know what I'm saying? So they really ain't really on them all like that neither. Because in reality, those are biological women that feel they're men. So they can go down the road with the other biological women. That's their group anyway. Don't make no difference. See, when you look at it like from that point of view, them trans women be like, oh, they just women. They can go on with them. They won't be taking their feelings so seriously, like, but they feel like they men. But they know those are biological women. You know what I'm saying? And their feelings don't take precedent when it comes to that. Not for the trans women. They'll get rid of those trans men so quick. Because for one thing, they are the bio women that they hate. And then they are attracted to the bio women that they hate. So either way, the trans man is just not helping with that fight. You get what I'm saying? They serve no purpose with the trans women's fight. It's not a transgender fight. It's a trans woman fight. Because as everybody has noticed, it ain't the trans men that's trying to get in our spaces. They certainly ain't, you know, fighting and trying to change laws to get into man spaces. You know what I'm saying? It's all the trans women. And again, it's all about them. Nobody gets nothing out of this but them. Because if you get rid of all biological women, again, I'm going to say this so y'all can hear If you get rid of all the biological women, there is nothing left. You know, can't no more be born. We ain't got to worry about, you know, no other humans being born. You know, that's gone. No more new births. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, all the straight men, if it's any left, you know, will only have one option. One option, they'll have to select it because the other option is not there anymore. And the trans men only have one option too. Because remember, the biological women is gone. So men, straight men call themselves straight men, and those trans men, anybody that love women, we know it. We know the trans women. I'm not talking to them because they don't love women. But if you call yourself loving women, you know what I'm saying? If you ever loved a woman, a female real woman, this is your fight too. Women, dumbass women, stop entertaining this shit. They cute. Their hair look pretty. You know, fuck them. You know, sometime I get on there and comment them and, you know, different little stuff like that. I've did that to be polite, or, you know, even if I thought, you know, some of them do fix themselves up pretty good. But we got to stop that. You know, I've slowed down on that a lot, and I just look, and I'll think it and leave it alone. I've slowed down on commenting on them and just different little things, even if I think they look cute. You know, I just don't, because some of them do. You know, I'm going to keep it 100. You know, some of them really do look really good, including the bodies. You know, the ones that leave the body natural and just do the, you know, the estrogen where the muscle turn into fat or however that work. And, you know, they have booties, but it don't be that big crazy looking booty. You know, that, you know, it just be a regular booty, but you can see it's kind of soft and it's got a little fat on it. That's natural. It's hormones, you know, it's the estrogen, but it's still not silicone. You get what I'm saying? The estrogen help produce that in the body, but it's not silicone. It's not foreign, so to speak. You know, those ones that look natural, they're not 6 feet, and then some tall ones look okay, but I guess the shorter, you know, probably the more passable. And then what's strange to me is, you know, so many trans men is short. You know, the women that want to be men. But then the men that want to be women is tall as hell. That's just so weird to me. They're like really tall. So it's like, you know, it's just, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You already tall as hell. And then, just my thoughts, you know, somebody probably won't like them, but here they are. You know, they get on here and talk about us fish, too. You know, they be dancing around. They had them long ass, you know, the arms is long. The fingers is long, the arms is long. And then they'll try to wear certain shoes, you know. I see one keep on putting on cowboy boots. You know, she be naked, damn near naked. You know, a G-string. I mean, it looks a mess. It looks a mess. God forgive me, it looks a mess. You know, they just look a mess. All that, whatever they done had shot up in their butt, because it's not BBL. BBL looks, you know, kind of weird on real women too. You know what I'm saying? But BBL is shaped a certain way. You could tell silicone from BBL. You kind of could tell. They just, you know, they was getting these shots way before the BBLs even came out or got popular. So BBL looks unnatural too. Some people can luck up and get a good one. But basically, they don't really look natural neither. Now, that silicone shots that the trans women get, I mean, I don't know why they don't do BBLs. Probably, they have to gain weight for somewhere for the fat to come from, I guess, from what I hear. Most women that get them have to gain a little weight first. Biological women, they tell them to gain weight first. So I guess they tell anybody, you got to gain some weight first. But some of the trans women that I see, that like really tall, and then they put on them really long nails. The hand is already big. It looked like Edward Scissorhands. I'm not going to even lie. You remember when Johnny Depp played that Edward Scissorhands and the hand was real long? And, his fingers were scissors. That's what it reminds me of. And one be just dancing around in a bikini. The breast is lopsided. One look bigger than the other to me anyway. And everything I see him in, I'm not going to even honor them with the her no more. Forget it. They're not hers. They're not she's. And if I can't say that, I won't say nothing at all. That's just what I'm starting to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not feeding into this delusion no more. It ain't did nothing but hurt everybody. Stating fact is not being mean, and it's not being a bigot. You just stating fact, what you've known all your life. You supposed to change that? But one of them, the legs is so skinny and ugly at the bottom. And they pump their booties and their hips so big because they want to be wider than the next one. They look so ridiculous with that. They just don't know. It's sad nobody don't tell them. They look a mess. Women don't look like that. And the way they be twirling their hands and doing their head when they be talking and stuff, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much. Women, on steroids. And she just always wear cowboy boots to cover them skinny legs. She, because, you need some type of legs. You know what I'm saying? Thighs and bottom legs. Because even if you got the thighs, you know what I'm saying? And then little sticks down at the bottom, it's going to look weird because they done pumped the hips and the booty so big. It just don't look right. You know what I'm saying? It kind of look like a triangle or something. Upside down triangle. But it just looks a mess. And I feel sorry for somebody doing that to their body. Whether you felt, I can't even begin to know how that feel. But I feel sorry for them. You know what I'm saying? Because you a whole man. And you actually, not only you look ridiculous. And some of them fix their faces up to look pretty cute, but them bodies is a mess. It's very few transgenders with nice bodies. Trans women with nice bodies. Very few. You know what I'm saying? Because they all get into that, those ass shots and stuff. And, that silicone and stuff. And it just look a mess. Now, the faces be cute. They paint them up pretty cute. But them bodies be a mess. And they'll, a lot of the pictures you will see or videos, they'll try to hide them legs, the bottom of the legs. Now, I'm a leg person. My mom had big legs. All my sisters, I'm talking about the bottom part. I ain't talking about nice big thighs and then little itty bitty pencils and 2 matchsticks at the bottom. I'm talking about where the calves and stuff. You need nice legs for the big butts and hips that they want, that they get. You know what I'm saying? You need nice legs to support the look. You get what I'm saying? It just don't, it looks crazier. The skinnier the legs, the more crazier that look, the big hips. And that's what they don't get. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just look a mess. And if you actually catch them from the back, look at them, it just don't look right. It's not what women look like. And then I want to say a couple more things I didn't get in my first video. They keep trying to compare it to intersex people or people, you know, that, you know, maybe a vagina and a extra long clitoris, or the genitals look like they just didn't form all the way. They keep trying to compare that. Most of them people in their mind, you know what I'm saying, know what they are. You know, they're not confused because of that. And again, that's like a deformity. You know what I'm saying? Like having an extra finger or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know a few of them that I read about. It looked like they had a penis and maybe, you know, some testicles down there. Like something happened in the stomach or whatever with the process of it. But either they got ovaries or they don't. You know, it's real easy, you know, for doctors to find that out. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, you know what I'm saying, that's real easy. So they keep comparing themselves to that, which is not the same. You know, that's something that's when they're born. That ain't nothing in their mind. They feel they're a woman, and or they don't know if they're a woman or a man because, you know, they got this congenital, this thing going on or whatever. That's, you know, it's not the same. It's feeling you in the wrong body. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same because this happens when they are born. So they have no control over that. So it can't even be compared. They also try to compare it to the black struggle. That's something else that be tripping me out too. Stop comparing that shit to slavery. You know what I'm saying? We didn't fucking think or feel like we were slaves. You know, my ancestors were slaves. I wasn't no slave. You know, I keep it 100. I probably don't know nobody that was one. I have ancestors, from what history tells us, that were slaves. But they didn't think they were slaves. They didn't feel they were slaves. You know, like, you know, we felt like we were slaves. They was really slaves. So stop comparing. It's not the same. You know, as Negroes and coons and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's not the same. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's hate speech. That's actually is hate speech. But female, woman, the word woman and female and man, it's not hate speech. So, you know, stop trying to classify it as hate speech. Because it's not. It's been part of our vocabulary forever. And those words ain't used in direct, you know, in a direct way to harm people. You know, her, she, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Now, somebody calling me a nigger or a coon or a darky, they, you know, there's no way they can mean that in a nice way. That's why, you know, just against the law, you ain't really supposed to say those things. But her and she is part of the vocabulary, unless they done removed them. God, I'm scared to look. You know, woman, you know what I'm saying? How can you be using that in a bad, you know, to hurt somebody? What is, I mean, it just needs to stop. So if you know, I know I don't have a lot of viewers and I don't have, you know, a whole lot of subscribers, but please, if anybody see this video, I'm Spooky Girl. If anybody see my video, watching my video, just remember, you know, what I said. With this school thing, people just gonna stop, you know, I don't know how they gonna do it. They gonna stop enrolling in those schools. In those, you know, those places. You know what I'm saying? People gonna start pulling their kids out of school. Everybody gonna be homeschooled, just like during the corona. Everybody was homeschooled. I mean, it can be done now. Ain't nobody gonna keep dealing with that. And the girls was saying how they could see the boys kept trying to peep up under the, the splitters, the dividers and stuff. When they were going there. Yeah, it's just a mess. And it needs to stop. But stop comparing it to slavery. Because somebody feel a certain way. And people are you not even in a nasty way, but using words that's been in our vocabulary forever. Again, they should have never started that woman-man shit with them. Nobody should have, ever started that. They should have just stayed trans. That's it. You tell us what you are. When you interact with somebody, you tell them what you are. You're a trans woman or a trans man. A person can look to see if you dress like a woman. You trans, okay. You look like a woman, you're a trans woman. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? That shouldn't have never been added to no vocabulary nowhere. Because it's just confusing. And then even with the trans men, you'll hear them sometimes get offended. I'm a man. And I went on a page one time. I was looking at a channel or a page. And she was going on and on about how men, real men, they want them. Because, the trans women treat them good and this and that and all that stuff. And they don't want women. Because we just complain a lot and we this and that and all this and that. And those are the things that make us special. But, this is why the men should date them instead of us. And so, I remember I had commented, because her page said she was a woman and this and that, you know what I'm saying? And you could just see the head. And we end up getting into an argument too back and forth about it because, I looked and I said, I was kind of looking and it looked like a woman, the head in the wig and stuff. But get down! But then the shoulders and stuff kind of threw me off in the voice. So I was like, no disrespect, excuse me, you know what I'm saying? Are you trans? Because she didn't have it on her page. Some do, some don't put it on there. They just put woman. This is the mistake the government made. But they dumbasses. And so she said, no, I'm a woman. So I went and did some research and typed her name in some places and stuff. When I looked on some other social media and, found out she actually was trans, which I suspected anyway. And I went back and I said, well, why don't you just put, trans woman, so people don't be confused, because, until she start talking and moving around a little bit, you really, you just looking at the face, you know what I'm saying? And this would be tricking a lot of guys too, you know what I'm saying? Because they have, the heads be cute. I'm not going to even lie. And, she got real nasty. She's not a trans anything. She's a woman. And that's that. And, I typed back to her, well, you might fool some people, but, that's why I was questioning, because, I was suspicious that you were a man. That you were born a man. Why, what's the problem with just saying trans woman? I didn't understand it. So, it's moving in stages. You know what I'm saying? First, they didn't want to call boy, they didn't want to be called sissy, fag, none of that stuff. They don't want to be called that. Drag, they don't like that neither. Transvestite, they don't moved over to trans. Now they trying to just get rid of that word. As you can see, and I don't know how the government not seeing how this just keep elevating to more ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Now they want the trans word gone. They don't want that no more. They want just woman or man. They don't want the trans word no more. Which would identify. You know what I'm saying? If you trying to date them, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, just you don't. They don't have to walk around with it on a shirt or a head or nothing. But I'm just saying, when you interacting with people, some people want to know. Some people don't, but some people do. And that should just be an option. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some people that don't even want to talk to them. They're so nasty and so demanding, and if they got the them anti-trans group, or the them aggressive people that be out there trying to fight people, and if women's have like groups where they want to talk about stuff, coming over to their groups and doing stuff, if the real trans women ain't part of that and they got don't agree with that, then stop them. Tell them to stop. They getting people fired from their jobs. People scared to speak out. Like, this is a mess. These men in wigs, honey, done lost their fucking mind. And they're men in wigs. And it's sad that people are scared to speak up about this. But the men better, because or they gonna end up sleeping with them. Y'all better start speaking up for these women that y'all love, and them trans men better start speaking up for the women that they love. Because trans men and straight men don't want trans women. They don't want y'all. If you find something like that, it's very rare. But they really don't want y'all. They're not attracted to y'all. Straight men, want a real woman. And trans men want a real woman. And then gay men want a man. They don't want no trans woman either. A flamboyant type gay man wants another man. He don't want no man in no wig. You get what I'm saying? So the only one that really want them is kind of strange weirdos, if you ask me. It's basically a different type of gay man, I guess you would say, because you got different types. Some gay men is strictly just man. They want a masculine man. They don't want their man putting on no skirt or nothing. They want the type of man that I would attract. And then, or that I would be attracted to. You get what I'm saying? So everybody got a dog in this fight. They just need to come on and get in it. Y'all letting these trans people, these trans activists, whatever this is a mess. And we bring life into the world. With God's help, all this is God's doing, but we help bring it into this world. Whether it be C-section or vaginal delivery, that's what women do. We help with life. You know what I'm saying? How dare anybody try to fucking get rid of us? God selected us for that. And see, my thoughts on, and then I'm a go on to get off because it's getting long again. But my thoughts on, if I was a female soul, spirit, energy inside of a male physical body, my frame of mind now, maybe not when I was younger. I'm gonna keep it 100. I probably would have been freaking out. But the way I would think about it now was God chose me special to do some type of assignment. That's how I would look at it. But that's just me. He chose me special to do some type of assignment. I'm special. Because I know I'm female. It ain't mental illness. I'm female, and this is a male physical body. It's a healthy body. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm a female in here. So this is something God is testing me on. That's how I would look at it. He wants to see what I'm gonna do. Cause remember, he made me like this, but he also gave me the free will too. So am I gonna go and start chopping stuff off, adding stuff, cause I'm already feeling special. But he picked me, he picked me for this. I ain't thinking he hated me and made a mistake. He's observing to see how I'm gonna use my free will in this situation. That's how I would look at it. Am I gonna go scream at everybody, try to get laws changed, try to change people's, reality, make everybody agree with me. I'm mad as hell. This ain't how shit's supposed to be, and I'm just mad at the world about this. Or am I just gonna go on with my life and make God proud? Yep, this is how you made me, and watch what I do. I'ma live, I'ma love, hopefully be loved in return, and treat people right in this situation. Same as if I was born with one arm. Watch what I do. I'ma make you proud. And I know people probably ain't gonna understand it. So whether I share this with people or keep it to myself, I won't be disrespectful. I won't be aggressive. I won't be nasty. I won't demand that people change their views and their ways for me. I won't do all of that. I'm going to go forth and make you proud. Because I don't think his idea is a third gender. I think if he did it, again, it was to observe. Because remember, he added free will too. And I think again, the gay men that we have that feel this way, they feel like they're in the wrong body. And they don't do anything about it. The sweetest neighbor or school buddy you ever had. Never bothered nobody. You knew, he was a little different. But he was always nice. If you asked for anything, he always gave it to you. And never bothered anybody. A little feminine. His dad probably wasn't happy about that. But didn't bother nobody. And, went on about his life. And you never knew all along he thought he was in the wrong body. And I think that's the reaction that God would want, and I'm just guessing at this, you know what I'm saying? Like, them just my thoughts. The point is not, it's kind of like like a test. Well, you know what I'm saying? The point is not to be focused on the physical so much. You know what I'm saying? I made you healthy. Maybe even born into some money. You get what I'm saying? But just see. You know what I'm saying? Don't focus on the physical all the time. You know what I'm saying? Your energy can be loving. In other words, just like a person with no arms and legs. People born stuck together. You know what I'm saying? You can have, your energy is different. You get what I'm saying? It don't have to match the outside. So you'll be scared and run from, a two-headed person. You know what I'm saying? That might startle you. Or, a waterhead person, a person with an extra large head that can't really hold it up. That kind of things might startle you, but they might be real loving in the inside. You know what I'm saying? So I think if God did it, if he did do it, it was to observe. And not just for the person, but for the people around him. They got judged on it too. You know what I'm saying? It's a assignment, observation. You know what I'm saying? How people gonna act. What if my brother came and told me? You know what I'm saying? He thought he was, a girl in there. You know what I'm saying? God also watching my reaction too. He watching him, but he watching my reaction. Everybody is getting judged. Just like the person with cancer. It ain't just about that person. He is watching everybody around that person and how they are reacting to this, how they are responding to this. Compassion is his thing. So if my brother came to me and said he felt that way, how am I going to act? So I'm not saying God did do that. I do understand it sounds crazy, and people would not ever believe that because they think God is strictly inside that little book, that little Bible, and the churches, and he don't do other stuff, and he ain't around nowhere else, and he's just all about that. And I get that, because part of him is everywhere. This is, and I just think the Bible been messed with a little bit. I don't condemn the whole book. I think it's some stuff in there that's just been changed.